Hello and good evening. Schools across the nation teach us a variety of academic content, and depending on where you live and attend school, that educational content can vary between demographic areas. One school may teach French while another 3 states over will teach German. But what's not taken into consideration is the social demands of the children attending those schools. Research suggests that social skills extras are not extras, but instead they are teachable life skills that can strongly affect not only a student's academics, but their overall character and capabilities later in life. By the end of this speech, I hope to persuade you to understand the importance of schools teaching social skills as a regular part of a student's curriculum and the increase in positive behavior, academic achievements, and long-term success to teaching social skills. Durlack and colleagues show us that when schools teach social emotional skills through a well constructed and thought out part of their curriculum, students show an improved social behavior and higher academic achievements. Because social skills are not taught in the same manner that math is taught, this creates a real but preventable problem. In 15 years, your final grade in math won't be the topic of future job interviews, but what will be is your ability to collaborate, communicate effectively, and the way you respond to high-powered, stressful situations. And when those social emotional skills are not taught explicitly, as an adult, it will be difficult to move forward in the world when so many employers, customers, and potential partners look for this type of developmental achievement. In the classroom, students are less likely to regulate their emotions, resolve conflicts, and be able to respond appropriately to situations, which can lead to increased behavioral problems and outbursts in the classroom. Evidence shows that when schools do teach these skills through a structured SEL or social emotional learning lesson, behavioral problems can decrease while positive social behaviors improve inside the class. Jones and Buford note that students need help learning how to manage their emotions, follow directions, and navigate peer-adult relationships in a school setting. When SEL and social skills are taught consistently, Durlack and colleagues found a significant reduction in conduct problems and improvements to behavior. While we're learning what 2 plus 2 equals 4 is, and the capital of Brazil is Brasilia, schools also require cooperation, communication, and maintaining consistent engagement in activities and lessons. When these requirements are not met, students begin to learn less, which creates academic suffering, and academic suffering can spread from one class to another, just like a cold. Social emotional skills are a part of the building blocks of learning, and research suggests that SEL and social skills are tightly linked together by motivation, attention, and achievement. Sins and colleagues explain that SEL competencies directly support academic success because students learn better when they can reflect on their emotions and their ability to interact effectively. Durlack and colleagues gives us a little percentage action by reporting that students in SEL programs achieve an 11% point bump in their academics. And if we take those subcategories that social and emotional skills teaches us, we can break those down even further. Without being taught about empathy, decision making, how to collaborate, emotional management, and regulations in schools, the lack of these tend to persist as students age and can cause issues even into adulthood. This can lead to relationship and family troubles, right down to that dream job you always wanted. Zins and colleagues frames SEL as being essential for healthy development trajectories, not just in school, but for academic settings. Research shows that SEL creates a lasting payoff, and Taylor and colleagues found that the benefits from this type of instruction turn into improved social emotional skills, pro-social behavior, and an overall well-being. Since these problems are harming students now and later in life, schools need to take a more proactive, research-based approach to a solution rather than standing by and doing nothing. The only clear solution is through a well-structured school-wide SEL curriculum with explicit lessons regularly enforced in the same manner that math is taught. It will improve students' behavior, social development, and boost academic performances instead of taking time away from it, and has long-lasting benefit. This can also be achieved through adopting an evidence-based SEL curriculum that includes emotional regulation, communication and listening classes, and teamwork. By teaching on a consistent schedule with the use of models, practice feedback, utilizing role play, group tasks, and guided decisions, this allows for reinforced skills to be displayed during the entire school day, and those can even be brought home. Some would argue that schools can't afford to spend the time teaching social skills because academics should come first, but this claim does not hold up. Durlak and colleagues' 2011 meta-analysis found that when schools teach SEL skills, students not only show improved behavior and social skills, but also show higher academic achievements compared to students who do not receive SEL instruction. Taylor and colleagues further proved this value by showing these gains last longer, meaning SEL isn't a temporary add-on, but yet strengthens academic success and reduces overall disruptions. Now that we know that the problem is real and that the solution is just as realistic and research supported, I want you to imagine just for a moment two scenarios. The first, you walk into a classroom where students know how to disagree without screaming. You see a group of students talking through a problem together, listening, and taking turns sharing their ideas. The teacher is even being able to spend more time teaching and less time putting out fires. Over the months and years, students build the confidence they need in handling their emotions, friendship, and teamwork. Now that you have that pretty scene in your head, I want you to add in screaming and yelling into that disagreement. The group of children working on a solution together, take away the listener, add heated arguments, and one very crazed haired teacher. Which sounds better? Because these problems are real, preventable, and because we have a proven solution, the question isn't whether we should act, but it's a question of what we're willing to do about it. Today I showed you that when social skills aren't taught in school, three major issues grow: an increase in disruptions and behavioral outbursts, academic suffering, and students carrying those social gaps into their futures. Through regular lessons, practice, and reinforcements, just like any other subject, social skills can be taught the same way that math is taught. If you agree that students deserve to be taught social skills in this manner, you can offer to help in classrooms, after-school clubs, and mentoring groups. If you are a parent, you can ask your child's teacher what SEL programs they use, if any, and how you can reinforce this at home. The more you share, the more you investigate, the more SEL will spread. Thank you.